So here's another interesting story. We had some kind of Boy Scouts type deal, Christian Boy Scouts type something at our church, and I was part of that. And I remember I was a little bit older. I was around about 15, and that's the age Hope is right now, my oldest daughter. And so my parents took me to church. They dropped us off, but then it was a big gathering. There was a lot of people, and it was incredibly boring. So we left, and we walked up the road from the church to a friend's house. And there was nobody at his house, just him and his sister. And so I remember we swam, and then we had to get dry, so we got out, and we went for a walk around the neighborhood. And then we came up. We did some mischief. Let's just call it that way. I don't want to inspire anybody to do anything stupid, because I did. Thank the Lord we didn't get into serious trouble, but we got into trouble, but my parents never knew. So all I remember is that night, after everything, because we got busted, so the mischief took long. My parents came to church to pick us up, and we weren't there. So they were mad, and they were trying to figure out where we are. And by we, I mean me. Probably me and a friend. So somebody took me home. And when I got home, my dad was sitting, waiting for me. And I remember he was asking me, "Do you think it's a good time to come home this time of the night?" I was like, no. He's like, no, clearly you think it's a good time to come home this time of the night, because here you are, coming home this time of the night. Please explain to me why you think this is a good time for you to come home. I was like, I'm sorry, it's not a good time, So he's like, what happened? Where were you? So, and this is the nice thing with the relationship I had with him. I told him everything. So then this happened. He didn't rip out a belt and beat me or anything like that. He looked at me and he's like, "You know what? I raised you better. I'm very disappointed. Good night." And he left me with that. I'm very disappointed. That was heavy, That was heavy. I could see he was disappointed and he was upset. But just the fact knowing that I disappointed him like that, and I was never late again. And if I was late, I would phone him. But he trusted me. He told me, "I trust you. I raised you better." But this is disappointing, very disappointing for me. And that was the story and the relationship we had. He trusted me and allowed me to make my own mistakes and do my own thing. And it was the worst thing for me to disappoint him, Sheesh, it's been an interesting life. Good lessons though.